Section 4, respect for the building itself implies respect for what is taught within. We appreciate what we must sacrifice for. In this way, the requisite cultural value of temples heightens our perceived value of the doctrines taught within it. The principles are set apart in order to draw specific attention to them due to their intended significance and weight. The thing that people that are not LDS may not recognize is in the early days of the church, there were massive sacrifices that were made in order to bring about the building of the temples in the 1800s. Now we have over 100 of them, but in the early days, just building one was like a Herculean effort. And that sacrifice that so many early saints put on the line and put towards the building of these edifices has resonated through our culture, and even to this day, what temples represent to us culturally is profound. That pioneering, sacrificial effort to build temples, despite the fact that we don't really have to do anything comparatively outside of ourselves to build these buildings these days, we still look at temples as this huge sacrifices, and we have this perception of great, profound, deep, and weighty, important value that we associate with the temple because of what our ancestors did in order to bring them about at such an early stage in the development of the religious system that we live. It was humongous. And what I'm trying to say here is that the things that are taught in the temple are looked at differently by us in present day because of the perception of value that is associated with the building of those edifices. So we perceive the things we learn in the temple much more profoundly because of the sacrifices that were required in bringing them about. And that's significant because we have a tendency to sometimes, I believe, the things that we're taught in the temple are misinterpreted, because a lot of people talk about how what we learn in the temple is secret, but there's nothing that's less true. The idea, things are not secret, they're set apart, they are sacred, and there are certain terms. Anybody can enter the temple and learn and be able to experience the entire process that we go through, but you have to be prepared in order to be worthy, to be living according to the principles that you've already been taught, and be in good standing, so that you will be better prepared to be able to take the things that are taught there and to put them in the right place, not to reject them, but to be patient, and because not everything is easily understood when you go to the temple. You have to be prepared to be able to be patient enough to do as we said earlier. Like if you're not prepared to, not everyone that goes to the temple understands everything they hear. Most people, I think, in my opinion, but you still need to be. You still try, and you still try to understand, because you don't listen. It's not like you stop listening to Christ if you don't understand everything he says. You continue down the road, and you try, and you exercise your faith. And the temple's the same way.